You recently said that people who disagree with your current position are a vocal minority, and that there is a quiet majority that actually supports your position. There was a CBS poll out just this week that found that 68% of the U.S. citizenry supports decreasing or removing all of our troops from Iraq. You also mentioned the 20 leaders that you talked to in Iraq, and that they unanimously said they did not want us to leave. The BBC this month posted a poll that said that 72% of Iraqis believe that the presence of U.S. forces in Iraq is making the security worse. 70% believe that the escalation has worsened security in areas where the troop levels have actually been increased. And 79% oppose the presence of coalition forces in Iraq. So one question I have is, if the Iraqis want us out, and the U.S. population wants us out of Iraq, why are we there? And I wanted to say that, you know, in the last, it's been 5 years now, many of us in this community, a very large number of us, have worked and worked and worked to prevent this war and to get us out of it. We've written letters, including to your office. We've been to city council meetings, and TJ is absolutely right that it's been difficult for the city to conduct city business because of you know, our interest in this. We've gotten city resolutions passed. We've written op-eds, we've put on educational forums, we've had marches and protests, we have tried to keep the military out of this very high school, we have managed to keep the military out of our port, and then last November we voted, and what was the result of that? Instead of the situation improving or us, you know, drawing down in Iraq and getting out, we've actually escalated our troop levels there. And since we voted in a Democratic majority. So I think that that's why there's a lot of anger in this room tonight, because the government is not listening to us. And I want you to know that we're committed and that we are going to continue our efforts to stop this war. Thank you.
I understand that you believe we have a responsibility to the Iraqi people to stay there and rebuild their country because of all the damage we've done.
Actually, try to help them rebuild it. I mean, we shouldn't do it. They should do it. We need to create conditions where they can.
Well, I agree with you that we owe them a debt for what we've done. But even if you assume that there is a responsibility to stay there until their country is rebuilt, I think there are other responsibilities that need to be balanced against that. And the three that spring to my mind are, first, we have a responsibility to them, I think, to try to prevent further unnecessary bloodshed. Given the centuries of religious war that's gone on in that area, I think no matter when we pull out, whether it's 6 months from now, a year from now, or 10 years from now, there's still going to be whatever bloodshed there's going to be. And I don't think it's worthwhile to be killing more people now to try to prevent something we can't prevent. I think if we want to try to help them, we should first do no harm, in the words of the Hippocratic Oath. Second, I think we have a responsibility to those same people to listen to them, as several people have pointed out. I know you have spoken to people that want us there. It sure appears from our end like the majority of Iraqis want us out. Obviously, we haven't pulled everyone there, we can't know, but I think when you've got that many people so angry with us and telling us to go home, we should be thinking seriously about allowing them to have that democratic voice that we're supposedly fighting for and maybe turning around. And third, but probably most importantly, I believe we have a responsibility to the people here at home. And we've heard a lot tonight about all of those problems, veterans who are coming home from Iraq and can't get treatment for wounds they've inflicted upon them there, seniors who are choosing between food and prescriptions. We have victims of Hurricane Katrina who haven't gotten their cities rebuilt, who are down there rebuilding their homes and their public buildings by hand without all this aid that we're giving Iraq. We have people here in Libya who are living in tents because they don't have houses either. You've acknowledged tonight that the resources are slim and that sending them over to Iraq is causing us to not be able to spend them here at home on our own people. And my question to you is, why does that first responsibility that you believe we have to the Iraqis outweigh all the others? Why is that the most important to you?
It's a combination of factors. It's an absolutely critical and legitimate question you raised as well. Because a great nation, which we are, has, I think, mistaken. I think we invaded another country. We inflicted grievous harm. We left their civilians. First of all, we supported the dictator who we then overthrew. That was our responsibility to begin with. Okay, that we shouldn't have done. Rumsfeld himself went over. Cheney and others basically supported this man because they saw them as checks against Iran, the geopolitical game. The Iraqi people got caught in the middle of that. That was before the invasion, this invasion, the second invasion. 10 years after the first war, they had endured sanctions. Then we invaded, and we created conditions that allowed really horrific individuals to run around out there. We did that. But a great nation doesn't leave innocent civilians to be slaughtered under conditions that we generated if we can prevent it. If we can prevent it. We may not be able to. You may be absolutely right. I will be frank, I think the history of this nation, of this region, the geography of the region, the current religious climate, makes it difficult. By geography, sir,